song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song, but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you are all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. Yeah, it's getting crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Yeah, take a look around you, look to find your way, man. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music a means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical. Now the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your
they trying out. Most of y'all getting real scared of the headlines when you find out. And getting real near if you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
Check, check, 1, 2, ayy, check, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just phone that they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come out a lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just phone that they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your mouths is just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just phone that they tatted. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the newbie. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the newbie. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Lieutenant.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Whoa, Normus.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3215 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yahoos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you
It's the fucking Catalina wine.
All right, fam, hashtag no mercy. No mercy. Drop it in the comments down below for a chance to win today's Swole card. Today, we just have a free-flowing Q&A, just like yesterday. We're coming to hang out, chillax a little bit, and we'll take some questions, loading up Instagram Live right now. So if you have a question, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the show, and of course, check it out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and leave a 5-star review if you enjoy the show. We are everywhere, and we're live pretty much every single day. There's always content on the Spotify and podcast streams if you don't catch the video live. But drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Maybe we'll bounce around on a couple different platforms for some questions. So we got a couple people coming in. We got Hogwild, Pam, how we doing? PK, Lavash, Health, how we doing? Jeremy, what's up, Cerny? What's up, Goats? How we doing? Welcome, come one, come all to the show. Drop your questions in the comments down below. We're just taking questions today. So welcome, everyone. How are we doing? Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. All right. So literally, this is only questions, only live for questions. And of course, if you want to join the fam, head on over to SwoleNormusX.com. Before we get into questions or topics that you want to bring up, we are going to discuss a little bit tomorrow. We have our accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. We have new releases. We got some awesome stuff coming, so make sure that you are ready for that. Set a timer, set a notification, live at 12 noon Eastern time on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. And we'll take some questions. First one's from YouTube, from Alex. Papa Swolio, what is your position on nicotine and methylene blue? I've heard quite a lot about those recently on X. My position, I don't really know anything about methylene blue, and I have heard many things about nicotine with neuroprotective benefits, but of course there's combustible risk or things that people have issues with. I love cigars. I'm not against people that want to use like nicotine pouches and stuff like that. You just got to be careful of where you're getting stuff from and do your research. So I'm not endorsing or condoning, but one thing that I will say is that a lot of things throughout the last several decades that have been demonized and I guess a bullying approach of opposition from the medical establishment are usually against things or oftentimes against things that are actually beneficial. I mean, how many times have you heard, the banning of psychedelics and things when they're pumping out tons of SSRIs and pharmaceutical grade garbage where there are a lot of natural uses and a lot of natural remedies that actually solve the issue. But of course, pharmaceutical companies can't profit off issues that are solved. So improving your habits, getting sunlight, exercising, getting quality sleep, and using natural remedies doesn't add to their profit margin. So you have to really take everything that you've heard from the medical establishment with a grain of salt, do your own research, and keep an open mind. Because there's a lot of things out there that, one, are not as bad or perhaps beneficial that have been demonized. Meat, saturated fat has been demonized my entire life. Same thing with the whole climate change nonsense. You know, first it was global cooling, and then I grew up when it was like global warming, the ozone's going to disappear, we're all going to roast, and all that shit is nonsense. And you realize that's just a grift, you realize it's just a political cudgel, and it's really just a cultist approach to othering a certain group or sect of individuals for political, social, and financial profits. So unfortunately, there's a lot of garbage out there, but the great thing is when we have such an amazing media landscape where people can communicate, especially with X, you have a lot of people. You have a lot of people that are able to give their input, whether it's studies, whether it's anecdotal, whether it's, you know, personal experience, like I said, anecdotal. There's a lot of good stuff that's coming out. So keep an open mind. And again, do your own research. I don't really know much about methylene blue. I've heard a lot about it lately. I've heard about it in the past, and I guess it's getting more and more popular. I don't know if anyone else has opinions on that, but I personally haven't dabbled. Let's see. Alex says, knick-knack sounds really good, but I'd rather not smoke cigarettes. What is knick-knack? Is that a gum? Hogwild says, nicotine pouches have helped me succeed where all the other cessation products have failed. Day 201. Good for you. Good for you. Lavash, Papa Solio, where should I begin researching vaccines for my children when the time comes? That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of, there's so much information out there. I think we're going to be getting a lot more coming through. I don't have a specific point, but I've listened to many, many podcasts or many books out there also. I don't have any specific resources for you at this time, but I will repeat that do not understate logic and common sense. And especially when it comes to newborns, especially when it comes to your babies, there's a lot of questions around that. So I'm not going to give you per se necessarily exactly what to do. But I think especially today, there are a lot more questions. People realize that, what I will say is people are realizing how many more questions there are than answers. And the problem with those things are that they pretend like there were answers, but they were kind of answers to questions that it was the wrong question they were answering. And a lot of these things conveniently coincide with improvements in sanitation and herd immunity rather than actually efficacy. And there's a lot of potential side effects. And I think there's a lot of risks and a lot of injuries that we're going to start hearing about. A lot of things that people didn't realize were actually related to vaccine injuries are going to come out as vaccine injuries. These companies have suppressed the data. They've suppressed the data. They've manipulated the data. And unfortunately, the citizenry have been brainwashed and gaslit into think that it can never be anything like that. The problem is with these things like FDA approval, everything is approved until it's not approved. Everything's approved until it's removed from the shelves. So a lot of these pharmaceuticals that have caused tons and tons and tons of problems that these companies have had to settle for lawsuits, billions and billions of dollars that have been removed from the shelves, they were approved. So just because it's approved doesn't mean it's good for you. There's a lot of manipulation, there's a lot of grift, and there's a lot of profiteering. So hopefully that there's going to be a reckoning for all that. Trusting a pharmaceutical company is the biggest lie. And that's why during COVID you had the parading of all these, doctors. I put in quotes because a lot of them are actors, but people that are in long white coats. We've been programmed by the media and by movies and just society to think that anyone wearing a long white coat knows what they're talking about. A doctor is just a human, and that person has ulterior motives. That person has things they have to answer to. They have to keep their certifications valid, their board certifications. They have to cover insurance. They can't say certain things because then they'll get, kicked out of organizations. They'll get censored or they'll be limited with their own personal resources. So there's a lot of motives that have come to the surface that people are realizing just because a human being says something, doesn't matter what they're wearing or what their education is, it could be quite the opposite in terms of their knowledge or their incentives. Yes, you should go to the fucking gym. Stupid questions on Instagram. So if you have questions, drop in the comments. Dumb questions will be ignored. Eugenia, I'm 44 years old. I have never done exercise in my life. Started 4 months ago. Any advice for not hurting myself? You get on a quality program, proper nutrition, learn how to do things properly. Make sure you're on a good program, because there's a difference between exercise and a proper program. A program has exercise with a specific intent for an outcome. So if you know what you want to achieve, and most people, like I always say, should be building muscle, should be focusing on their nutrition, focusing on their lifestyle habits. If you don't have like a fundamental program that covers all the different areas of your life, then it's just exercise. It's not necessarily an all-encompassing program. So if you want to learn more about that, we have that in the Swolenormous app over at swolenormousx.com. If you're interested, the 90-Day Dash is a great program for all levels, especially for beginners. And Jernando, hi Papa, if Mama Swolio didn't lift, would you still love her? That's a good question. I wouldn't be with her if she didn't take care of herself. Would I still love her? I mean, there's different types of love, but I wouldn't be with her if she was someone who didn't take care of herself. And of course, it's much more than just lifting. Alex says Knick-Knack is a lozenge with nicotine, xylitol, and essential oils. Interesting. I've heard the name before, but I didn't know of it. All right. So what we're probably going to find out now, we already know that people really see what's going on with the government corruption. And with RFK being the head of HHS, hopefully we're going to get to the root cause of a lot of these concerns. The crazy thing is when you start actually delving into it and you listen to these in-depth podcasts and people really breaking down and going to the nitty-gritty of this, you realize how little information there is out there and how many things have been manipulated and adjusted, and the framing of certain... It's kind of gnarly. I mean, think about how it's much harder to keep things under wraps and it's much hard to manipulate. I mean, I know with AI and stuff like that, I would say today it's harder to hide the truth just because there's so many people that are going to confirm it. You know, X has community notes. You have a lot of people that are crowdsourcing information that can confirm or deny things. And in the past, like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you had one source of media. So whatever they told you, people were like, oh, smile and wave, nod, sure, that must be the truth. No one's ever going to lie to us. And now you realize, oh, how many things throughout history, especially recent history, have just been flat out lies, flat out evil. And I'd be very skeptical of all these interventions. Skepticism does help. It's very important. And this is why I won't say mainstream media, because it's not mainstream anymore. It's the classic legacy media. Everything that someone disagreed with, that's why they were labeling them as anti-vaxxers, because vaccine has become this religious idol that the liberals essentially pay homage to. And that's not what science is. Science isn't a religion. So scientism is a huge problem. And this default belief system in a mechanistic society that anything with a graph, anything with numbers, that's why during COVID, it was always percentages and numbers. Oh my God. If you attach a number to it, even if it's a lie, people assume it's true, or they used to. And it's coming more and more to the surface that all these things can be manipulated, how it's framed, how it's portrayed, or it could just be flat out made up. So it's very important to use your logic and common sense. Unfortunately, most people don't have logic and don't have common sense because they weren't raised to think for themselves. When you come through your life in the American education system, which unfortunately has been a indoctrination system, it just tells you what to think. It doesn't tell you how to think. So then you get older and you just start watching the news and they keep on telling you what to think, and you just smile and wave and nod. Oh, that must be true. Oh, this person in a lab coat tells me that's true. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Camels. All right. 4 out of 5 doctors smoke smoke Camels. That used to be an ad for cigarettes. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend smoking unfiltered Camels. Probably not a good idea, don't you think? So you have to really get into perspective as to what these people are and what their incentives are, and they don't give a shit about you. They do not care about you. So pharmaceutical companies, they don't care about you. And what I mean by this is not every single fit product is across the board bad. But if you want long-term health, it doesn't come from drugs. It doesn't come from these quick fixes or these pills. Emergency medicine, you get into a car accident, they have to reattach your arm, or you break your leg, they can set your bone. Like, there's amazing things with medicine. You used to cut yourself or step on something and you can die or lose your leg. So there used to be a lot of things that we are able to avoid now with antibiotics and this, that, and the other. But there's a lot more things in terms of long-term health and chronic disease it's not going to be solved by these pills. These pills do not solve issues. They just cover the symptoms. So you have a pain, you take a pill, I don't feel the pain anymore. Well, it's numbing or dulling your nerve receptors. The issue is still there. You're still eating like crap. You're still not exercising. You're still trashing your body. So it just makes you feel better temporarily. And then there's side effects from those drugs. And then you have to take medications for those side effects. And then before you know it, you're on 10 or 15 different prescription subscriptions. The pharmaceutical companies are making bank and you're living in a chemical cesspool. Sunny 8963. Ever since I have taken the COVID vaccine, I've been getting sick more often. Yeah, this live stream is probably going to get censored, so it doesn't matter. That's why we're live on Rumble. Very common, especially if you get more than one or you get boosters. It weakens your immune system, and we've been sounding the alarm from that for years, and then now it's coming out more that they're realizing the whole IgG4 pathway, and it actually lowers your overall immunity. A lot of people get sick right after taking it, or they get, they never got sick. They never got, the symptoms or issues from COVID. And then they take these vaccines and they get COVID 2, 3, 4 times. Like, not surprising. So super sketchy, super sketchy. Not to mention all like the turbo cancers and all the other side effects. And the thing is, it's such a grift because you can really sweep these things under the rug and pretend like they're not related, because how do you really tease that out? But we're starting to see, especially in populations, there's a great podcast. I forget the name of it right now. It was talking about the studies coming out of Japan, because I think Japan, like 44% or something of the population got vaccinated. I think 44%, or is it all 44% over people over 65? It's something crazy that got 8 or more shots. Or 7 or 8. There are people in fucking Japan that have taken 8 shots. So you're seeing a huge rise in other illnesses. You're seeing a huge spike in some of these countries because Japan is a very monoculture and it's on an island. So it's it's a perfect observation for looking and seeing the result of these things. But there's some shocking stuff coming out of Japan. And of course, it's not making it to the mainstream journals yet, because who wants to cover their massive failures? But it's out there. I think it's in preprint. But it's already well known to compromise your immune system. This is why you want your immune system to be healthy. Let's see. Superle. Papa Swole, how often do you recommend to have a week off from the gym? If you have a good program, you never have to take a week off. So if you have a bad program, and this is just my opinion on it, when it comes to programming, you don't need time off. So if you're on a solid program, you don't need to be cycling off or taking time off from the gym. You should be training consistently. And if you're not able to train consistently and you have to take a week or 2 off, you just don't have a good program. Let's see. Cerny says, do people not do research before they pump poison into their bodies? No, they don't. People voluntarily drive through. You go down the street and you go past one of those corners where you have a fast food joint on every corner. People are pumping poison into their bodies voluntarily. They're waiting in line in their car. They don't even want to get out of their car. They just want someone to hand their junk and their poison through a window. It's a drug deal. Going to a fast food restaurant doing drive-through, it's like you're going to your drug dealer, getting handed some greasy poison through a side window behind a building. It's creepy. Hog Wild says, I got Bell's palsy after the second jab. Oof. Let's see. Alex on YouTube. You're going to love this. My grandmother and I saw a commercial yesterday protesting against crackdowns on glyphosate. Oh no, glyphosate's really good. The Trump is so evil trying to get rid of glyphosate. Oh no. Yeah, glyphosate, atrazine, these things are literal poison. And look, the issue is a lot of people here, like in the Swole fam or live, some of you got, the vaccine, the vaccines or recent ones and stuff like that. What's important is to address or to be honest with yourself and to be honest with the situation and address some of these issues. And there might be some things you can do. People are talking about spike protein detox and maybe ivermectin and stuff like that. You can figure this kind of stuff out on your own and try different things. But the reason why there's such a strong pushback is that cognitive dissonance. People make these decisions. Sometimes they're pressured or they believed in something and they don't want to address the fact that they might have fucked themselves over. So they deny it and point their finger and yell at everyone else as a denier. And you're a bad person. You want grandma to die and all this stupid shit when it's not true. No one should be forced to take anything. That's just that's a sick war crime. That's really fucking creepy. And unfortunately, so many people conveniently forget at how bad it was, how much pressure there was, how much lie and deception and the authoritarian nature of what the last few years was like. So there needs to be a reckoning. There needs to be prosecutions. There are people that need to go to prison for life for what they did. Okay. My guy, Papa Soy, do you believe in food supplements with a good diet to maintain healthy lifestyle? It depends. What do you consider a supplement? What's your nutrition like? I mean, creatine, glutamine, electrolytes. There are things that are beneficial, vitamin D. There's a lot of things that might be, beneficial in terms of like a vitamin. It really depends on what it's made out of, and things like beef liver is nature's, multivitamin. So you don't really need a multivitamin for eating beef liver. Vitamin Dick. I don't know how to cook at home. Load up something called YouTube and watch some tutorials. If you don't know how to cook, that's probably the most foundational human tool. You need to be able to cook your own food. That's ridiculous. Spooky. Papa Soy, what's your opinion on Smoothie King, if you know what that is? Yeah, I guess they have Smoothie King down here. I guess it depends on what they're putting in their smoothies. A lot of times they're adding a lot of, I don't know. You can make your own. I'm sure it's just a high sugar drink, and there's nothing wrong with fruit. But I will tell you that, let's say you have a lot of like lean muscle, you're taking care of your health. If you have a fruit smoothie, you're going to be fine. But a lot of people go to Smoothie King because it's this illusion of health. Not that it can't be something that's beneficial, but people just want this kind of, they feel like they're doing better. They're usually getting a big gulp from 7-Eleven. Now they go to Smoothie King, but they're not exercising. So just because it's fruit doesn't mean eating fruit's fine. But if you have insulin resistance issues, like Smoothie King's not going to be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Your body has issues processing glucose and glycogen. So it depends on your current situation. This is why lifting weights is so important. Having great bone density, having lean muscle mass, having that insulin sensitivity is going to help you. So carbohydrates are not the enemy. Carbohydrates are essential for building muscle and for lifting weights and training properly. It's going to negatively affect your progress if you're doing low carb. I hate low carb, especially for lifting heavy weights. That's just ridiculous. Stephen Mitchell, have you heard of I Am 8? Basically a multivitamin supplement. Never heard it. Thoughts on creatine for someone over 70? I'm a huge fan of creatine for everyone, men, women, no matter what the age, pretty much. If you have existing kidney or renal issues or any kind of contraindication to not take it, that's a different concern, but creatine is great. Liz, thoughts on protein isolate versus protein concentrate? Isolate's more processed, and it really depends on whether or not your protein is third-party tested. So I'm a fan of grass-fed and finished whey from Jersey cows or something like that. So it's A2 casein protein. I think the one I use is technically a concentrate, but sometimes the overly processed isolates have more heavy metals. So you want to make sure whatever you're taking, I don't like fillers. I don't want flavors. I don't want soy or sunflower lecithin in my protein. And if it's third-party tested, that's a good sign because they are checking for things like heavy metals and this, that, and the other. So the quality matters. The quality matters. There's a lot of proteins that have high heavy metals, so you want to make sure it's third-party tested. And then you can check it out and see what the tests are. You want that kind of transparency with a product that you're consuming. And understand that if your product is third-party tested, it will be built into the cost. So you might be paying a little bit more, but you're getting a better product. Because the distributor has to pay for the third-party testing. All right, just taking questions today. Drop in the comments, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Thanks for being here. Nice chill day. We'll stay here for a few more minutes, depending on what comes through. Just hanging out, giving you guys the opportunity to ask me some questions or bring up topics. So drop it in the chat. We talked a little bit about experimental gene therapy. Talk about cooking. How do I know if I have insulin sensitivity? You mean insulin resistance issues? Blood sugar problems. You can use a continuous glucose monitor, maybe go to the doctors and they find that you have high blood glucose, pre-diabetic, diabetic. So lift weights, build muscle, eat quality foods, get rid of vegetable oils and seed oils, the standard stuff, high fructose corn syrup, get rid of estrogenics in your environment, cooking your own food, using tallow, using ghee, using butter, coconut oil, getting rid of these rancid polyunsaturated fats or monounsaturated. Not as bad, but did I listen to the Rogan and Woody Harrelson? No. I saw some clips, but I'm probably not going to watch that one. I've seen some clips of it though. I would say probably the number one thing to get healthy is to start cooking your own food. If you don't cook your own food, you don't know what's in it. You straight up don't. You might go to a restaurant. Oh, they make steak. They're cooking in canola oil or they're using sprays and all this kind of stuff or margarines. And if you're not making it yourself, you don't know what's in it. You really don't. Unless you ask and whether or not they're being accurate. It matters. It matters. Cook your own food. That's one of the best ways because then you know exactly what you're getting. And you're not wasting money. People don't realize how much they're paying for things when they go out to eat, or you're going to a restaurant, how much you're paying for tip and just the inflation for the restaurant. You're just, so someone can serve you low quality garbage. Make your own food. People are just lazy. Can I still build glutes? Laura is here. Can I still build glutes only working on them twice and not getting too much protein? I'm confused what you mean by that. Only working on them twice. Twice a week is great for any muscle. 2 or 3 times a week is great, depending on your volume. And not getting too much protein, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of protein. So focus on protein. All right, let's see. Papa Swolio, Mamze. Is biking/walking considered as recovery, or must it be yoga or mobility? Nothing's going to help you recover from muscle, I don't want to say damage, but from that kind of physical training than time. So you could foam roll, you can stretch, you can sauna, but it's really just going to be time. So biking and walking is great just for overall health, for mental and physical health. Yoga and mobility definitely have a little bit more of, yoga and mobility have more of a muscular and connective tissue component. So for me, mobility isn't sitting on the ground and doing a couple body weight exercises. I do my mobility as a component of my strength training. So I'll do heavy Jefferson curls, or I'll do sissy squats, or I'll do, adductor work and hip work under load. I work that into my program. So in terms of recovery from heavy strength training, recovery is just time. But there can be other benefits for doing things like foam rolling and stretching and biking and walking. Just understand that the intensity, if you're biking and doing an intense biking day, you're going on like an intense hike and it's really exhausting. That's not recovery. You're still fatiguing yourself in a different way. So just make sure that, and this is a way that, and this is why I'm always saying track your progress with your strength training, because if your numbers start kind of plateauing and you're not building muscle, that's a sign that there's something with the programming or your recovery or your fatigue that needs to be managed better. But I'm always going to encourage people to go outside and go for a walk. Low intensity stuff like that is great on an off day from intense training. Cruelty on YouTube. Why people hate so much that Elon is helping President Trump. I think it's great because most people are unfortunately part of a cult that is following the Democratic establishment, and anything that the party says is bad, they're just going to harp. So anything that Trump does, anything that's happening now is automatically bad. They're defending the IRS. So these people have lost the plot long ago. And they don't understand how the government works. Most of the positions in the government are appointed. Oh, Elon wasn't elected. Most people in the government aren't elected. There's only a few people that actually get elected by the people, and everyone else is appointed. So these are just people that don't understand how government works. And they're afraid because they're corrupt as shit, and we're wiping out the garbage. We're taking out the trash, and it's about time. J. Hastri, is cholesterol bad to consume? No, cholesterol's not bad. That's one of the biggest grifts and myths, that cholesterol is bad. To eat or having high cholesterol is bad for you. The type of cholesterol in conjunction or in totality with an entire person's health profile and lifestyle habits. A great book for that is The Great Cholesterol Myth. Check that out. Breaks down all the information as to how that got blown out of proportion. Again, it's prescriptions. It's prescriptions. You get on a statin or something like that, and you're on that for the rest of your life. And these things are exceptionally detrimental. You don't want to get on that shit. The medical establishment has been demonizing eggs and red meat, which is insane. Look at all the people that are vegans. Look at all the people that avoid steak and red meat, that don't get sun. Don't get sun. Slather toxic sunscreen all over your body. Yeah, sure. All those same people are getting skin cancer, and they're having all these other diseases and diabetes and all these problems and Alzheimer's. And it doesn't sound like it's working. It's a big scam. It's a big scam. They want you sick. Understand, you talk to a person, how can someone want other people sick? It's not that they're sitting there like, yes, get sick. But guess what? If their profits are going up, it means more people are sick. Pharmaceutical companies aren't benefiting if more people are healthy. They're making money when more people are sick. Their sales go up. They're high-fiving around the boardroom table. They're making billions when people are just injecting or taking Ozempic or whatever. Hey, we got $20 billion of profit this past quarter. What does that mean? People are killing themselves and dying and suffering as a result of it. They don't care. It's bottom line. Papa Swole, been looking for a new rack. Ayo, titties. Okay, fine. I was looking to spend around $5K, but hubby is having a shit fit about it. Should I divorce him? $5,000 for a rack? What are you looking at? Let's talk about that. Where, like a squat rack, or you mean it's like is it an all-in-one? If you're looking at, if it's something's $5,000, it must be, what does it have? Weight stacks on the side is like an all-in-one system where it has a Smith machine, and what are you looking at? Because you can get a used top of the line Smith machine for probably $1,000 or $1,500. But if you want all the stuff in it, if it's a whole kind of like it has the cables on the side and it has all the stuff, yeah, that might run you 3, 4 because of shipping too and all that stuff. What brand? Yeah, all in one. Again, it depends, you know? So what I always talk about when it comes to home gyms is like, what are you trying to accomplish? What's your space like and what's your budget? It's really that simple. There's a lot of great stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but then you have to go pick it up. Some of these places actually, you'll have, depending on the area, a lot of times you'll have a person who sells locally, so they can also deliver it maybe and install it. But it depends, right? If you want to pay by credit or something like that, some of these people, it's just cash only, but you can save a lot. Because there are a lot of people that buy these things and then upgrade their gym, or they're moving and they can't take it with them and they sell it and you get it at like half price. You know, a lot of my equipment, pretty much all my equipment is, I don't think I have any piece of equipment that I bought new for the commercial equipment. I think everything was, some of it was pretty damn in great condition, but they're all used. You know, I got like a pendulum squat. Those are like new, like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. I got it for like half off. So it depends on what you're looking for. But Facebook Marketplace is great. It comes with 260-pound bumper plates. But the thing is, if it's a Smith machine, you don't need bumper plates, right? Just saying. But it can be good if you're taking it off and you like put it on the ground, boom, boom, boom. There's nothing wrong. I have bumper plates too. So yeah, you have to factor that in. Sometimes they're running specials and like, hey, get a full set of plates. Because that's another thing that people don't realize when you start buying equipment. The plates are expensive, you know, and you have to have plates. That's one thing that I underestimated. Having all these different machines. I'm like, oh, cool. I have 45-pound plates. I knew I needed a lot. But then it's not just, oh, I need enough to use on any machine. But now it's like, I don't want to load off 10. If I have 10 plates on each side in a leg press, I don't want to take all 10 plates off and then drag them to the other side of the gym. I want to get plates for over there and plates for that equipment. And then you realize quickly why every single commercial gym piece usually has pegs on the side, because you don't want to be dragging plates around the whole gym. You need plates. You need to be able to have the plates where you need it, especially in a gym. But for me, if it's only me, it just becomes a pain in the ass dragging it. So over time, I've just, here and there, I'll buy 4 45s here, and then I'll buy a few more, and then I'll buy a few more. And then eventually I don't have to be dragging around the gym as much. Cerny says, I actually prefer a weight stack machine, but the cost really goes up. That's also true. So a weight stack machine is great for convenience because it's already on there. You just like move the pin. So that's great. But then one, they're harder to move and they're more expensive because the weight's built in. So if you're moving it around then you have to either take the machine off and take the weight stack off. But then you also have different types of things you have to take care of. So you have a weight stack, you have to make sure that you keep the guide rods greased and this, that, and the other, which is totally fine. You can also add weight to a weight stack, get a gym pin, you could add more weight. So if you don't have a lot of room, it's good to have an all-in-one rack. An all-in-one unit is good. Because as long as it fits, and especially if it's a Smith machine or it's an all-in-one rack, you really don't need a lot of room on the sides. So as long as you have room to load up the plates on the sides of it, you're fine because it's only going to go up and down. So you could do whatever you have to do in the actual machine. Some people have like narrow rooms, but they have a Smith machine and they might even only have like 6 inches on the side. So they kind of like lift the plates on and put them on, but it doesn't matter. If you have a free bar, you're going through the wall sometimes, like, oh, you lose it, boom, and then you have a hole in the wall. So with the Smith machine, it just keeps it more vertical and stacked. And there's a lot of cool ones too that have the weight stacks on the sides. So you could do cable exercise on the side. You can do pull-ups. You have a bar. And sometimes you have a Smith machine in it, but then you also have hooks where you can put a barbell on the outside. So you can choose what you want to use. That's what's good today. There's so many different options. There are racks that fold into the wall. Rogue has them. A lot of companies have them. They fold into the wall. So if you have a garage, you could pull out the car, open up the rack, and boom, do your whole workout and then close up the rack, and then you don't lose your storage. That was actually the original thing that I was going to do inside the house, but we didn't have any studs or anywhere that we can anchor the rack. So it wasn't something that was ideal. Or we did have the stud, but it wasn't going to work where the studs were. It wasn't going to be ideal. So I just got a standard half. I got like a half rack with like the high legs, so it's really stable. I use it for certain things. I don't use it as much as I used to. I don't know if I want to sell it. I might have to move it out. We'll see. Because this is what I do for business, all this stuff is an investment, so I don't regret any purchase. I have so much shit that I don't use. But I have used it before, but I have a lot of stuff. You can only use so much at one time. So I have any tool. Whenever I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I have so many different handles, grips, I have ropes, I have anything I want to do, I can do with it. But it's frustrating sometimes. I look at this whole rack of kettlebells, and I just don't use them that much lately. But it's convenient because you can use them whenever you want, but it's something that's always going to be useful. It doesn't lose value because it's just weight. You take care of it. It's going to be the same weight in the future. This 50-pound kettlebell is going to be 50 pounds in the future, and it's going to be the same condition. So you take care of it, you could have it the rest of your life. Nothing like building out a home gym. Meteorite Hunter, Papa Swolio, sperm or whey protein? If you want high protein, go bull milk, fresh bull milk. Cerny says, I'm just excited about the Smith machine, never used one. Smith machines are great. You know, not all are created equal, but it's great. It's great. Very stable, versatile. You could do every body part on it. Smith machines are great. I love it. I used my Smith machine yesterday with all the equipment that I have. If I could only have one machine, I'm not talking about a squat rack. If I could only have one machine, it would be a Smith machine. Because if you want a stable, if you want a machine, if you want a stable thing that you could do the most and it's the most versatile, it's going to be a Smith machine. Because you could do back squats or front squats and it's very stable. You could do pressing, very stable. You could do back exercises, very stable. You could do triceps, like JM press, very stable. You could do shoulders, pressing or upright rows, very stable. Hip bridges, a lot of times. You could do a lot of things on a Smith machine. Plus, you could anchor stuff to it. You can do pulleys or whatever you want. Cerny likes it new. Well, it's good stuff. Hog Wild, Facebook Marketplace is a gold mine right now for exercise equipment. All the new year, new me have already given up. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I know you like new. I'm just saying a lot of people sell these units. And they might buy them for $5,000 and they might sell it for $3,500. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you. Gian HS, Papa, so I do calisthenics to lose weight and gain muscle, and for now it's working well, but I don't know if I should continue or not. I mean, losing fat, you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. So you want to build muscle, which means progressive overload. So you can build with body weight, but there's a certain point where you're going to have to add weight, whether you're adding a dip belt with weights between your legs or you're adding a weight vest, but eventually you're going to have a hard time progressively overloading it. So you want to move to weights or other pieces of resistance equipment. So again, I'm not trying to discount if you don't have access to a gym. I mean, I'm not saying you can't build muscle, but just trying to teach you guys, understand, if you don't exercise at all and you start doing push-ups and stuff and body weight stuff at home, you can make amazing progress with your health and with your physical fitness. Absolutely. But a lot of times people are saying, hey, is it good enough? You're looking at me like, hey, can I look like you by just doing this? Well, I use a lot of weights. I use a lot of machines. I've been progressively overloading and training hard for years and doing different styles of exercise. So you're not going to look like a pro bodybuilder. Not that you can without tons of juice and all that stuff, but understand what the limitations are. And you can always maximize with what you have, but you can progressively overload with jugs of water. You can have your little sister hang on your back and do some pull-ups. Like, you can do a lot of things. Sandbags and stuff like that. Papa Swolia, how often should we weigh? How can we really see the progress? Are pictures enough? Pictures are great. You'll know if you're building muscle, if your strength and your weight and your reps are increasing over time. Weighing doesn't tell you how much muscle you have. It just gives you your overall weight. So if you're tracking it with pictures and measurements, you could weigh yourself every morning after you go to the bathroom, but just use that as a reflection of all your other progress. So you don't want to be putting on weight and you're not getting stronger, then you're not putting on muscle, you're just putting on fat. So a lot of people eat too much and they just put on fat. They try to bulk for 3 months, they put on fat and they lose and they cut and they gained fat and lost fat. They didn't really put on any muscle. So if you're focusing on putting on muscle, you could be around maintenance and slowly increase your protein and calories over time and stay leaner. You can build muscle and stay leaner without putting on extra body fat. And if you are fat, you need to put on muscle, and increasing your lean mass will improve your metabolism and will improve your utilization of fat at rest. So I think weighing yourself is great. I just don't like people obsessing over it and caring about the number in itself. The number doesn't matter. It matters relative to what else you're doing as another dimension of how you can calculate your progress. John Stark, what's the best way to lose stomach fat? I'm running 3 miles a day and trying to eat healthy. Well, don't try to eat healthy and lift heavy weights. The running ain't going to get you where you want to go. You don't want to be skinny fat, lift weights. HSN, do you provide an online course? Yeah, we have a whole damn app, swolenormousx.com, and we have the Swolenormous app, and we have all of our programs, hundreds of yoga classes, mobility classes, master classes, a massive education section. So it's all link in bio. Check it all out if you're interested in joining. Cerny says, I don't care about the money. I'm old. I have it. I'm spending it no matter what my hubby says. Well, that's the thing. So, for example, some people will look at the equipment that I have and it's like, yeah, it was an investment. It was money spent. But if you think about it, when's the best time to spend money for gym equipment? When's the best time? People look at it as spending money. I look at it as investing because I'm using it all the time and I'm passionate about it and I love it. But if you're waiting, and I'm not talking about Cerny in general, I'm saying for any of you, it might be like, oh, my dream is to have my own gym or my own equipment and stuff like that. Well, get it when you're as young as you can so you can use it for that longevity. I don't want to put the money aside and then, okay, when I'm older, I'm going to get my own gym. It's like, well, the time to use it and to do that stuff is now. So you have to think about when you're saving money or you're putting money aside or you're investing, you have to think about when in your life is it the most effective to use it. So a lot of people go through their life and like, oh, when I'm older and I retire, I'm going to travel the world. It's like, yeah, but then if your knees hurt or you have diabetes, you have all these problems, it's not going to be as fun to travel and to get on planes and get off and your sleep schedule's messed up and, jet lag and you're like, oh, and you want to climb that hill to see the monument, but your back hurts and you're kind of fucked up. It's like, you want to do that when you're 20, 30, when you're young, you don't have a family, you're just kind of, everyone's different. I'm not saying you can't travel when you're older, but in other words, there are certain times in your life when you're going to do certain things. There are certain times in your life when you're going to take risks. Like certain things in life are just objectively risks. Like I love riding motorcycles, but then as you get to a certain age, like it doesn't mean you can't ride motorcycles when you're older, but there gets to a certain point where like the risk outweighs the reward. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I probably will do it again. But at the same time, I have much more to lose and it's much higher risk in many cases. So am I going to go bungee jumping or jump out of a plane? I have no desire. I don't understand why people do this. I mean, I guess I do understand. I have no desire to like on purpose, like, hey, let me try to get as close to death as possible. That's not exciting to me. I don't have to jump out of a plane before I leave. That's not a bucket list thing. It's like, I know I'm going to die someday. I don't need to do it today. So in other words, there's a time in your life to do different things. So factor that in with any kind of investment, with any kind of priority, understand that there's certain times in your life where you will get the most out of it doing it at a certain age. So just keep that in mind when you do things. Don't delay things. That'd be better doing it now because life is finite and it comes and it goes. So just make sure you're doing stuff when you're able to enjoy it. So going to the gym now, investing in this stuff now, And look, you don't have to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars like I have on gym equipment, because if I extrapolate over the course of my life, like, hey, with the amount that I've spent, if I average that out over the rest of my life, maybe it's like 100 or 150 or $200 a month. Well, that's an expensive gym membership, but the benefit that I have and the enjoyment that I get from just going outside, yeah, maybe there's some dirt on it or dust, or they get wet sometimes when it rains, but I grease them and, it's metal. It's not going to fall apart. It's fine. The enjoyment that I get going outside and having my own equipment and doing whatever I want to do when I want to do it, and not having to be with bad music or around other people, and just to do my stuff. I could film. I don't have to worry about filming in a gym because I have my own. That's what I love to do. I love to train. I love to exercise. I love these. I've curated these machines. I bought the machines that I have for specific reasons, and I looked for them and I waited for them when they were available. I jumped on it, and I don't regret any of it. So I look, and like Jeremy says, spend money now or medical bills later. Yeah, like what? There's no downside to this. There's no downside to what I'm doing. I'm only here for a short time. I have my own gym. I get to lift and train whenever the fuck I want. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. And the great thing about gym equipment is, even with the machines that I have, people ask me, like, how do you maintain it? Are you worried about a little rust? Not surface rust. I don't care if one of my machines, like the edges, have some rust on it. Like, it's metal. It's not going away. You just keep the bearings greased and you spray it and you take care of it. And if something like, let's say a belt or something snaps, you order another one. It's $20. I have someone that fixes gym equipment come by. It's easy fixes, easy things to maintain. Plus, even though it's outside, it's also only with me. So I'm the only one using it. So in terms of the usability and how often it gets used, it's not that it's outside and getting smashed on by people that don't care about it. I care about the equipment. So if you go to a gym and someone's paying $20 a month, they might slam the weights, they might drop the handles, the machine jiggles around. They don't give a fuck about the machine. The gym, it's an expense. You maintain the machines, you have someone go in and wipe it down and all that stuff. But it's great. I take care of it. I grease the moving parts. That's what you do. And then it is what it is. But I use the hell out of it. And it's not going away, right? It's not like I'm going to go out there and like, oh no, my hack squat disintegrated. No, it's fucking awesome. And a little rust is just character. I love that shit. And the reason, and also what I justify is like, let's say something did get really rusty and then I fix up the gym. Like, you could bring it somewhere. They take it apart. They'll sand it down. They'll spray it again. I can get them repainted or refurbished, or if I wanted to. As long as it works, I'm fine with it. I don't care. Is LDL... Go read the Great Cholesterol Myth. Read that book. That'll answer your questions. Make a diet. Yep. Download the Swolenormous app. How about that? Click the link in my bio if you want to follow the podcast on all the platforms. If you want to free downloads, learn more about the app, learn more about memberships, it's all link in bio. So that'll answer all your questions. Loretta, create the life you enjoy. Many people are miserable. Someday I will be happy. Nope. Do it now. I agree. So people ask me, it's like, do you go on this? Do you do this? I mean, I do what I want for the most. Like, I mean, I enjoy doing the live streams. I do some things that I do some things that I need to do, but I also do content and do things in the manner that I enjoy doing them. I fit these things into my life. I don't bend my life around backwards to create certain things. I don't like to do videos that it's going to take me 3 weeks to film and then I get it professionally edited and I post one video a week or one video a month and it's a whole thing like Mr. Beast does or shit. Like, I don't like that kind of production. I don't like that. That's not my thing. It's more stressful. It's harder to get shit done. It's harder to move shit. It's just so much more. It makes it more like a job. And it's not that I don't work. It's not that this isn't work, but a job is something. I don't want to be a slave to the content. And it's very important when a lot of you post content, you do things like that. It's very important to make sure that you're doing things the way you like to. So I'm going to do things the way I like to do it. And then I'm going to tweak things. Maybe, hey, this gets more views, so do it more like that. But I want it fundamentally to be something that I enjoy doing. Because if I'm creating my own business, which I did, what's the point of creating my own business and doing it in a way that I hate so it's successful? It's like, I'm not going to enjoy it. That's not why I created this. I didn't build Swolenormous to sell it. I'm not trying to look for a quick out and make like $5 million or 10. Like, I'm not trying to sell the company. So I'm creating something based on my life, based on how I like to do things, based on what I'm doing. So I want to make sure I'm doing it the way I like to. And then I'll let it be what it's going to be, because I'm not going to be here forever. So I want to enjoy doing things my way. And then when I'm gone, it's like, I don't care. People ask me like, oh, is your child going to like inherit like Swole? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe maybe I have a girl that loves ballerina. Like maybe she likes ballroom dancing. So it's like this idea that, my child's going to inherit the business. Like they're going to do what they want to do. I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this to prepare for like myself and my family's future. And like, that's cool. This is my thing. If they're obsessed with it and they fucking love it and they want to be a part of it, like, yeah, sure. Why not? But this is for me. So if I'm doing it for me, I want to make sure everything that I do is for me. And then people are going to receive it how they receive it. And maybe they like it. Maybe some don't. That's fine. There's a lot of things you can watch, a lot of things you can listen to. You don't have to listen to me rant. But create the life you love, and then you don't have to take a vacation from it. A lot of people are trying to run away from their life because they hate it. And I understand. I've had jobs that sucked. I've had things I didn't look forward to doing, but you have to reframe it and understand why you're doing those things and, create other options around it. Cruelty says, gym tour one day? Yeah. Yes. I've been filming a lot more content. A lot more. So there's going to be a lot more footage and a lot more stuff that we're doing with the gym stuff. So we're shifting into a new type of content. I won't say new type of content, but a different shift where the focus is going to be more on training content. So keep following the pages and stuff. You'll see more and more of it. Nadim, bro, I am always sore and I took 10 days off and nothing changed and I eat good. Maybe eating good isn't eating properly. Maybe you're missing some nutrients and your programming might suck too. Liz, did you like working with Tony Horton? I never had any issues with the guy. I mean, in terms of liking him, he was always really cool with me. So I always had a good experience with him. After we were doing like some filming and stuff, took us all out to dinner a couple times. I spent some time with, at his house, training at not his new place, but, back in the day, like his other place. Like he was really welcoming, hospitable. So cool guy. Hope he's still doing well. I'm sure he is. So yeah, only good things from my perspective. Pinkston Churchill is all snuggly. Oh, snuggly Pinks. Oh, she's like, you want to rub my belly? And I say, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Aww. Papa, do you have something against Portuguese? Oh, yeah. Anyone that speaks Portuguese, I can't fucking stand them. What's with you people? What's with you people? Those Portuguese people.
I don't believe you people.
No, I don't. Why would you say that?
What do you mean?
I don't have any issues. Vai para a academia, caralho. I don't have any problems with. Do you have something against Portuguese? No. Let's see. Semilo 91. Papa Swole, do you ever get sick? Do I ever get sick? Have I gotten sick? I always say I don't get sick. I get less awesome. It's a psychological play. It's like, no, I don't get sick. I'm just less awesome today. I have gotten sick, but no. In general, no. The answer is no. And the reason is, like, the only times more recently where that's happened was when I had some, well, sushi one. Like, I mean, this is not recent, but last couple years. Bad sushi. Like, probably blueberries or something that had some mold on it. Some cream. I don't know if it was raw cream, but some cream that was in the freezer. And I didn't realize it was 2 years old after I thawed it. And I had that, and that wasn't good. Aside from, I wouldn't call that getting sick. I would call that not making good food choices. But aside from that, no, I'm good. But I don't get like sick. I don't. Very, 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 very rarely, and it might be like a headache for a couple hours, or like, oh, my head kind of, and it might be something food related. Yeah, sushi. I've kind of like left it. I have no interest. I have no desire. I'm like, raw fish. I like raw fish, but hey, do you want to get some sushi? It's like, not really. I do. I like it, but I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. When we used to get sushi, I would get sashimi, and I would have sashimi, but I would have cold steak with it, because just eating sashimi, like I'll eat a whole fucking like massive plate. I'm like, okay, I'm still hungry. Like I haven't eaten yet. Until I've had steak, I feel like I haven't eaten food. So I'll eat some sashimi. It's just kind of like, cool. I'm eating, like I'm consuming something, but where's the food? So what Mama Swolio started doing is we had some leftover like cold ribeye or something. So she would, if she ordered sushi or went and picked it up, she'd bring it home, and I would have the sashimi, and then she would have a cutting board, and she would chop up like the cold steak. So I would eat the cold steak and have the sashimi, and then I was satisfied. But if I'm just eating sushi, it's always going to be an appetizer. Unless I have meat, I haven't eaten. I call chicken a vegetable. She's like, oh, I'm going to make some chicken. I'm like, I don't feel like veggies tonight. I'm not a vegan. I'll usually have steak with my chicken. But if I have sushi, I'm just not satisfied. And if you're getting full from sushi, you're just eating rice. You're eating rice. If you're eating the rolls, you're just eating rice. You're eating filler. I want protein. And if I'm eating sashimi, I'll eat. It's too expensive. It's not worth it. You order a big, massive thing of sashimi, it might be 50, 60, 70 bucks. And I'm like, okay, I ate the food. I physically ate something, but I'm still hungry. And when I say hungry, it just feels like I need my nutrients. Okay, I ate the sushi. I ate the sashimi. Now I want the nutrients. I don't feel full until I'm eating steak. And we'll do that. If we're going somewhere, I'll usually eat steak first. Like we'll make food and dinner, and then I'll go out to eat, and then maybe there's nothing that I want. So I'll just sit there. I don't really do that often because it's a waste of time. Hog Wild, you never give a shout out to pork chops. Why? I don't care about them. I'll eat bacon though. Bacon's good. The fucking gym is closed on Sunday. Not my fucking gym. What should I do? Get a new gym. That sucks. Gyms are closed on Sunday. That's the Lord's day to make sick fucking gains. What a tragedy. What a tragedy. Bacon doesn't count? Bacon absolutely does count. Bacon's a vegetable. Steak and bacon. Meat and veggies. It's a full meal. Turkey bacon slaps. Turkey bacon's great as a doorstop. Turkey bacon's, it goes regular bacon, turkey bacon, Canadian bacon, and then vegan bacon. Yeah. Saying turkey bacon is like, saying turkey bacon is the same as saying like smart liberal. It's the same. It's just an oxymoron. Doesn't make sense. Alex says driving while gaining motorcycle edition is now on my wish list. That'd be badass. That'd be badass. So maybe. Turkey bacon is bomb. It's not bacon. It's not bacon. It's like thin turkey that you're cooking or some shit. Gross. Gross. Oh, banana peel bacon. Oh, that's right. That's right. Look, I don't care if you eat turkey bacon, but it's just, yeah. If you're going to eat bacon, eat bacon. Banana peel bacon. Oh, yeah, that was a vegan video that we watched. When was that? It was like 4 years ago, right? Banana peel bacon. Was that from the anti-diet dietitians or something like that? Banana peel bacon. Yeah, that was one of the all-time videos we watched. Hog wild turkey bacon is what I eat in Kuwait. Well, you got to take what you can get. All right, what is banana peel bacon? You don't want to know. It's what it sounds like. It's a vegan way of LARPing bacon. You take banana peels and you pretend like it's bacon or something. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting premise. Don't eat banana peels. That's what you peel off and you throw it away. You don't eat the banana peel. It's just this vegan propaganda bullshit. This is why. So this is, like I always say, you're not getting nutrition when you're a vegan. You're just not. Okay. If you have to make banana peel bacon, you're like, think about that. Think about how fucking hungry you have to be to eat a banana peel. Think about how mentally deranged and how starving you have to be to pretend that that banana peel is anywhere close to being called bacon. That's how desperate vegans are for nutrition. They'll eat banana peels and pretend like it's bacon. You're absolutely going insane. Bacon is an amazing food. And you do realize you could just make the choice and eat real bacon and enjoy it and feel great. You don't have to poison yourself. Bacon. We have bacon thawed in the fridge. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Eggs and bacon, then I put it in the pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Eggs and bacon, then I put it in the... If you know, you know. That's niche. Someone's laughing. Pandemonium. Vegans will make anything to taste like meat without eating meat. Yep. Vegan cheese, vegan bacon. That's not a thing. Vegan cheese is not a thing. Vegan bacon is not a thing. It is not a thing. It's something else. Again, these are the same people that pretend like, hey, you put a wig on it, now you're a woman. The whole trans nonsense is the same thing as vegan cheese and vegan bacon. It's not what you're saying it is. That's a man, baby. You got a ball sack. You're a dude. Use a dude. Lavage says, my sister's Doberman took the banana peel out of her hand and ate it like a vegan this morning. Well, dogs will eat shit too. Dogs will eat all sorts. Vegan yogurt is just wrong. Oof. What's vegan yogurt? Is that like almond milk or something?
Matt Damon.
Oh, what's vegan yogurt? I'm going to Google it. It's going to be like some weird like food porn site. Vegan yogurt. What am I going to see? Oh, it's Silk. Oh, that makes sense. From healthline.com, the 8 best vegan yogurts around. That's an oxymoron. 8 of the best vegan yogurts. So this is like, all these things are dog shit. That's literally what they're saying. This is all garbage. The 8 most garbage. Oh, a quick look at I'm going to pull this up on the site. So if you're watching here, you're not going to see it. It's on Rumble and YouTube. All right, let's check this out. Yeah. A quick look at the best vegan yogurts. Best cashew-based. Naturally sweetened. The best with high protein option. Almond milk yogurt. Ugh. The best unique plant protein. Lava dairy-free peely nut yogurt. Best coconut-based. So delicious. Coconut milk yogurt. Best thick and creamy. Siggy's plant-based yogurt. Best almond-based. Silk almond milk yogurt. And best pea blend. Oh, pea yogurt. What the fuck? Peas are disgusting. No one likes peas. If you say you like peas, you're the same type of sick, twisted freak that likes green beans or lima beans. No one likes those things. No one likes green beans. You cannot convince me otherwise. No one likes peas. There's not a single person on the planet that's like, ooh, my favorite food is peas. And I'll tell you why. I love broccoli. Do you? Eat it raw and tell me that you like broccoli. Tell me you like it. I like steamed broccoli. Do you? Tell me that you like it. You don't like it. You don't like green beans. You like whatever it's seasoned with. You like whatever's slathered all over it. Well, I love broccoli. Yeah, we make this broccoli and cheese. Yeah, you put something edible on it and then you chew on it. You're eating it for the fat and the protein. You're not eating it for the fucking tree leaves. Yeah, you're saying pickled green beans. That's different. That's not green beans. The pickling or the fermentation makes them digestible or gives it some flavor and some benefit. It's all filler. Peas, beans, corn, these things are inedible. You have to cook the living crap out of it and flavor it and season it to even make them palatable. It's just not digestible food. You're filling your stomach with stuff. You go outside and eat some grass. You're just filling your stomach up. But I love a good salad. You like just eating styrofoam? You like just filling your body with leaves? Why don't you get some nutrition? Yeah, Loretta. Ketchup, cheese sauce, ranch dressing. Ooh, but I love broccoli and ranch. No, you don't. You're putting seed oils all over it and sugar and corn syrup and cornstarch and all that, all the polyunsaturated fats from the seed oils. What you crave is fat and protein. So people put ranch on stuff. That's disgusting. Blech. You need fat, but you want quality fat, and it's messing up the signals in your brain. It's tricking your body to think it's getting fat when it's just getting ultra processed seed oils. All right. We're about to wrap up. Let's see. How about raw milk, raw kefir, sauerkraut, lots of beef, 3 times a week, salmon, potatoes, veggies, raw tofu. Yeah, I love raw milk. I have raw yogurt and raw kefir. Love it. Love it. Love it. If you have to cover it up, you don't like it. Agreed. Agreed. All right. I think we're done. Thank you for watching on Instagram. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Click the links in my bio if you want to join the Swole fam. Check out our programs. Merch ends tonight. Buy one, get one 50% off. All designs, everything on the site. Buy one, get one 50% off. Ends tonight. papaswolio.com. All those links are in my bio. Peace out, Beaches. Thanks for being here. Cool story, Hansel. And the hashtag today is, of course, no mercy. So let's give this beach away. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, is our accountability meeting. All right, today's winner is Robert. Robert Weir. Did I pronounce that correctly? Even if I didn't. Congratulations! Robert Weir 90. Congratulations. No mercy. Never surrender. Congratulations, Roberto. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3215, the subject, and your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations. No mercy, Robert. No mercy. Never surrender. Never give up. Never surrender. Never. Never. Fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. We got awesome new shit that's going down tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, so don't miss out on any of that. Appreciate you, Beaches. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Peace, McGee's. Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. Off topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm